Morning everybody, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps and you're watching Maker Mornings with Meg. This is the Thursday edition, which is, Kelly had the term for it and I haven't gotten in my head yet. It's like almost Friday, the almost Friday edition, the almost pseudo Friday, anyway, whatever it is, we're almost to the end of the week. And so I have another project to share with you. This is a great all-purpose stamp set. You could use it for birthdays, you can use it for graduation cards, you can use it for just getting in touch with people. Lots of good possibilities because the stamp set is called Let's Set Sail, and this one is coordinate with a punch. So here is the punch, and together these guys will give you lots and lots of possibilities. So today's card is actually a 3-in-1. It is a speedy card to make in multiples because I'm going to show you a trick with the punch. And let's see, we're going to talk about punch positioning, we're going to do some decorations, and I'm going to show you some other versions of this card using past papers. The paper that we're going to use today for the designer series paper background, flex, takes a while because this pack is so big. This is Design a Daydream, and it is one of the double packages, so it has 48 sheets of paper, and here is sort of the, let's see, there we go. Quick sneak preview, the bicycles, all those fun things. We're going to use the kites, and then the back sides are, well, here, just show you there. The back sides are also very pretty, kind of the same color scheme. So our color palette came from the designer series paper. Actually, it came from a past designer series paper, so I'm going to show you that card too, but it goes great with this one. And that package of paper is a hostess only item. So you can use Stampin Rewards to get that. So if you have a larger order $150 or more, then you earn Stampin Rewards with your order. And they are in this book on the very back page. And there's the paper up there at the top. So it's 48 sheets of paper for $18. It's pretty nice. All right, so you guys ready to get stamping? Good morning to Deborah and Sue and Kelly and Trish. Kelly, you gotta help me out one more time. What's our term for almost Friday? Thursdays are pseudo Friday or something like that. I don't know. Okay. So stamp set is new from this year's catalog from the big book. And it is therefore available as a bundle with a punch. So you get a little bit of a discount on both of those things when you get them together. And you're definitely gonna wanna do that anyway because the punch really makes the stamp set. So we have a piece here of 3x3 designer series paper. I'm gonna go ahead and use this side. And I have a piece of crushed curry, which is one of the darker coordinating colors from this designer series paper pack. So let's go ahead and we're gonna put this together. Actually, I'm gonna stamp first. Always stamp first before you start sticking, because what I wanna do is go ahead and add our greeting to this. And our greeting is gonna kind of be here off to the side. And so I'm gonna position that just to sort of be a placeholder and go ahead and stamp there. So let your dreams set sail, which is kind of a fun greeting for lots of occasions. I could see retirement and graduations, but also just, I mean, a birthday card, right? Now, I want to add to this sort of a horizontal, well, we'll get to that. We're not gonna add it yet. So let's bring in our basic white cardstock instead, and we're gonna talk about the punch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to position these elements here on the block so that you can be really efficient with your stamping and make multiples of this project all at once. So I need a darker background here, so I'm just gonna use this as a background for the moment and take these off. And we are going to, let's see. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and use this here. So this is just a piece of grid paper folded in half and punched once. And when I did this, I went ahead and punched it so that I could get my punch all the way in. So when we do our stamping, we're gonna remember to set the direction correctly when we punch. You'll see what I mean. So now, since this double layer, it just pops up just a little bit, I can set my stamps inside it and just sort of nudge them around so that they fit in the grooves there of the paper, okay? Let's see, and then this one. Hint, if you can't get your pieces in the paper, turn it over, because that was me earlier this morning. Must have been too early in the coffee drinking process. So, okay, we've got our elements there. Now, once I can, kind of scoot it around just a little, make sure they're centered, with one block, I'm just gonna set down and pick up, okay? So now I know that these elements are going to coordinate with a punch. Now, did you also see how I lined my block up here with the square edge of my paper? So when I do my stamping, I'm gonna remember to keep that the same so that my punch will be able to reach in. Because you can see if I put like the stamp in this direction, I wouldn't be able to punch it. So that's always frustrating. So just think a little ahead, or be like me and do it wrong the first time and then like, oh, maybe I should fix that for next time. So, all right, let's see, I just said that. So I'm gonna turn my punch this way, and I'm gonna go ahead and do three punches across here. So this is where our builder punch is gonna come in super speedily and be useful for our multiple cards. So, okay, so I have crushed curry, I have melon mambo, and I have Bermuda Bay. And I probably should put out my mat because I'm not getting a super perfect image. So remember, if you're using photopolymer stamps, stamping on a mat will give you the most beautiful image, okay? I'm not gonna worry too much about that though. I kind of like the texture. All right, so I'm going to set that aside, and now I can go ahead and punch all three of these. So these are like speedy cards for your Thursday morning. So whatever your weekend stamping plans are, consider something like this where you're gonna get a 3-in-1 out of your punching. So you can see all I'm doing is lining those up now. When you use your Stampin' Up punches, you always wanna hold them this direction so you can see what's going on. And my strategy is to always kind of move it around with my left hand. And when I get it exactly where I want it, I'm gonna squeeze just a little with my right hand, but then I like to use both hands to actually do the punching. So that way I'm not like straining so much because the punches can be a little bit hard to squeeze sometimes. So using two hands is always a good thing. All right, so I have this element, and I'm gonna put our sailboat here, and I'm gonna just mix and match so we have all of the colors. So there we go. And you can see how easily now you would make another sailboat like that and another sailboat like that, and see actually how that texture really doesn't matter. It's not a detriment to the card. All right, but this I feel like gets a little bit lost on the paper. So we are going to go ahead and add a layer to that. And that layer is going to be a die cut circle that I've cut with my Stylish Shape Dies. Let's see, I was talking about how yesterday's project, or Tuesday's project, we used the dies for the candles and the balloons from the Celebration Tag Die, and I said that was like an accessory die set that you would really get a lot of use out of, so many basic elements. Or decorative elements. This die set is one of the basic elements dies, and super handy with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sizes of circle. I think there must be 6 sizes of square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizes of square, and then these banner sizes here too. So lots of good possibilities, and I've got one cut from basic white cardstock. So let's pull this here and go ahead, and we're gonna attach our sailboat, but we need some of these cute little bird images here from our stamp set also. So I'm gonna pop a couple of those up there. And I'm not gonna use this water, but I might try that on another card to use that kind of element too. So let's go ahead and attach. I'm gonna use my multi-purpose liquid glue. Remember, if you can see it, it is enough. So I don't need a lot, and I'm just gonna put a little at the top and the bottom. And then going to stick this down here so it's kind of in the center of our circle. Okay, the boat is in the center of the circle. And then these two elements I'm going to add with Stampin' Dimensionals. So there's 1, there's 2. Oh my gosh, it's Thursday. I forgot to look at the website and see what today's new weekly deals are. I'm gonna have to go check that out. Every Thursday in September, new weekly deals. So, okay, so there is our sailboat, and we're gonna go ahead and attach this, but we're gonna want to give sort of an element that kind of connects our sailboat and our greeting, just like this. So you can kind of see how without it, they're a little bit disconnected, but with this on there, it really just connects those two. And this is just another scrap of paper from that designer series paper package. The same one I showed you before. And then let's go ahead and pop this one up. You know me and poppy-uppy things, AKA Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm just gonna center this here on our 3x3 square, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this, and we could put this on our card. So this is a white card base, which means I pre-scored it, because with a thick Whisper White cardstock, you always want to pre-score. And I can go ahead and put this on like so, and actually, I mean, that's kind of a pretty card, but I want to bring the blue out a little bit more because we've used it so many times. So I'm going to go ahead and put the layer of Bermuda Bay behind there. And you see how the birds and all those Bermuda Bay elements really pop out. So here's with, here's without, here's with. I definitely a fan. So I get the other one too. Sometimes less is more. So I don't know if you guys like it with or without the Bermuda Bay layer. You can leave me a comment and tell me what you think. Oh, I saw some hearts pop up. So, although I don't know if they were hearts for the Bermuda Bay or hearts for without Bermuda Bay, but I'm gonna go ahead and attach this here. Okay, and then since we always have to stamp on the inside of our card, I'm going to just add some little birds down there. So let your dreams set sail. And then actually this greeting is really fun. This hope it's your best day ever. I am going to add that and call it a birthday card. So I don't know, do you guys have other occasions that you would use this for? Let's see. And since I don't want to mess up, now that I'm finished with my whole card, I'm going to go ahead and put my black under there. Okay, so hope it's your best day ever. And then of course you would want to put some little these guys, seagulls, on your envelope or something like that. So we probably should add some bling to this too. So let me pull out here in my drawer. Lots of good choices. We could go with like some color dots that would match. So I'm out of the blue ones from this set, but the yellow would go pretty well. Or we could use these iridescent opal rounds, which are very sparkly. Could use some of the pastel pearls, which are fun. The colors don't quite match, but do you see these yellow ones here? Those are because I colored them with my Stampin' Blends alcohol markers. So you can make these lighter ones into custom colors to match your card. I don't feel like it's a real pearl kind of card though. Let's see. Actually, I kind of like these. So these are the iridescent rhinestones, which you can tell I like because I've already got my next package ready to go. So let's go ahead and add some of these. All right, remember to always slit your packets from the side so that you're easier to get the things out. And then I'm going to use my take your pick tool to do the slide and stick. So I think here, and to hold on to it, there we go, here. Let's see, and I almost always add 3, so I guess I'll put one down there. There we go. So they're sort of around our greeting. They're sort of sharing this collective focal point here. But either way, it adds kind of a nice little bling to our card. So depending on who you are going to give this card to, if you wanted to use more traditionally guy colors, you could do, you know, browns and greens. If you wanted to do like a younger person kind of card, you could go totally primary with like red, blue, and green. So real red and Pacific Point and I said green, not green, red, blue, and yellow, and Daffodil Delight. So that would make kind of a different one. And then actually the other card that I was going to show you is this one here. This one is for this designer series paper, which is Pattern Party. It was last year's annual catalog hostess paper pack. So that would work too. Or you could even use, whoops, dropped my hair. This was a rainbow paper that was in the last round of celebration. So really kind of all pretty adaptable color-wise for your choices. But this one is the one that I wanted to make sure I featured this morning because that paper is available. So, all right, let's see. Oh, I saw some comments coming up there. Love Bermuda Bay, with Bermuda Bay. I think it's kind of universal. Everybody votes for with Bermuda Bay. I'm with you on it too. So a really fun card, and you can see how all I'd have to do would be line up those 3 circles and make the 3 sailboats, and it's a nice, easy to mass produce kind of card, especially since those sailboats are so quick to stamp. But make sure that you use that positioning trick for your sailboat so that you get it set on the block so you can just stamp it and sort of mix and match all those pieces to go along with it. So. All right, thanks Trish, I'm glad you like the colors. I didn't really pick them myself. They're picked by Stampin' Up! Artists from past designer series paper. So remember, the catalogs are super handy for that because the colors for the designer series paper are always listed in them. So even if you don't own that paper, if you have a decent assortment of Stampin' Up! Colors, you can always look at the papers and see kind of what the mood of the paper is. So this one's kind of a soft and a little bit warm. The colors in this are fairly neutral, so that would make a more subdued kind of feel. This paper right here, this butterfly paper, the colors are listed for this, and it's really electric, so your sailboat out of those colors would be much more electric. This paper right here has kind of a masculine feel to it, and so you could make your sailboat out of those colors, and you would know kind of what the mood of the card would be. So definitely keep your book handy and use it because, yeah, it makes it so much easier to pick colors. You don't have to start from scratch every time. So the basic shapes dies, yes. So these are the stylish shapes dies, and they are, yeah, a fantastic staple. So a good thing to have in your collection. I actually do a lot of cutting with them when I'm prepping for like our card kits to go and things like that. So I own 2 because that makes my die cutting that much faster. So, all right. Happy almost Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back on Tuesday with another Maker Morning with Meg project, and I will look forward to seeing you then. So happy stamping, guys. Thanks for joining me this morning.